In today's video, we delve into a deeply personal and emotional journey centered around a relationship crisis marked by infidelity and betrayal. Jake, who once believed in the strength of their bond, found themselves grappling with the painful reality of their partner's unfaithfulness. This experience shattered their trust and left them questioning everything they thought they knew about love and commitment. As we explore the aftermath of this betrayal, Jake reflects on the tumultuous emotions that followed: anger, sadness, and a profound sense of loss. The story unfolds with dramatic twists that reveal not only the complexities of their relationship, but also the resilience required to navigate such heartache. Viewers will be drawn into the raw and honest recounting of moments that changed the course of their life, from the initial discovery of the betrayal to the difficult decisions that lay ahead. The emotional weight of this narrative serves as a reminder of how fragile relationships can be and how one moment can alter everything. As we journey through the highs and lows, we invite you to reflect on your own experiences with love and trust, and consider the lessons that can emerge from even the darkest times. Join us as we unpack this compelling story of heartbreak, healing, and ultimately the search for redemption in the wake of betrayal. The moment of betrayal struck like a thunderbolt, forever altering Jake's perception of love and trust. It was a seemingly ordinary evening when the confrontation with Allison unfolded. As they sat across from each other, the air thick with tension, Jake's heart raced, bracing for the truth. With a chilling calmness, Allison admitted to her infidelity, her words cutting through the silence like a knife. "I've been seeing Jay," she confessed, her tone devoid of remorse. The emotional impact of her admission was staggering. It felt as if the ground had been pulled from beneath Jake's feet. Each word echoed in their mind, a haunting reminder of the love they thought was unbreakable. The betrayal was not just in the act itself, but in the coldness with which it was delivered, leaving Jake grappling with feelings of disbelief and devastation. Jay, a mutual friend, suddenly became a figure of betrayal as well, complicating the emotional landscape. His involvement added layers of confusion and anger, transforming a personal crisis into a tangled web of deceit. Jake couldn't help but wonder how someone they trusted could betray them in such a profound way. The implications of this revelation were staggering. It wasn't just a romantic betrayal, but a fracture in their entire social circle. As Jake processed the weight of this moment, they realized that the path ahead would be fraught with challenges, forcing them to confront not only their feelings for Allison, but also the painful reality of lost friendships and shattered trust. As the dust settled from the confrontation with Allison, Jake faced an unexpected wave of betrayal from mutual friends who chose to side with her. The shock of their support for Allison's narrative was almost as painful as the initial revelation of her infidelity. Friends who once stood by Jake now seemed to turn their backs, echoing Allison's justifications and minimizing the hurt she had caused. This reaction left Jake feeling isolated and abandoned, amplifying the emotional turmoil already brewing within. The betrayal felt like a double-edged sword, cutting deeper with each message received, as Jake grappled with feelings of anger, confusion, and profound sadness. The impact on Jake's mental state was significant. They found themselves spiraling into a dark place, questioning their worth and the authenticity of their relationships. The sense of betrayal from those they once considered allies compounded the pain of losing Allison, creating a suffocating atmosphere of loneliness. It was during a pivotal moment in a group chat with Jacob and Chloe that Jake confronted these feelings head-on. As the conversation unfolded, it became clear that Jacob and Chloe were unwilling to see the situation from Jake's perspective, further entrenching the divide. This chat served as a catalyst for Jake, forcing them to reevaluate their friendships and the people they surrounded themselves with. Ultimately, it became a turning point, igniting a determination to reclaim their narrative and seek out those who truly understood the depth of their pain. The decision to leave the apartment was both daunting and liberating for Jake. As they packed their belongings, each item felt like a weight being lifted, a tangible representation of the emotional burden they had carried for far too long. The moment they stepped out of the door, leaving behind the memories of laughter and love that had turned sour, a wave of relief washed over them. The chaos of emotions began to settle, replaced by a newfound clarity. It was as if a fog had lifted, revealing a path forward that had previously seemed obscured by pain and betrayal. Seeking solace, Jake found refuge in a nearby motel, a temporary sanctuary away from the remnants of their past life. It was here that they met Pete, the motel clerk, whose warm demeanor and genuine kindness provided a stark contrast to the turmoil they had just escaped. Pete, with his easy smile and understanding nature, became an unexpected confidant, offering a listening ear and a sense of normalcy in a time of upheaval. As Jake settled into the small, unassuming room, they felt a flicker of hope ignite within them. The initial feelings of relief began to blossom into a sense of empowerment. They were no longer a victim of betrayal, but a survivor ready to reclaim their life. In this new space, Jake could finally begin to process their emotions, reflect on their journey, and contemplate the possibilities that lay ahead, free from the shadows of their past. Allison's social media posts quickly became a weapon in her arsenal, crafting a false narrative that painted Jake in a negative light. With carefully curated images and misleading captions, she portrayed herself as the victim, while subtly casting Jake as the villain in their story. This online persona not only distorted the truth, but also began to seep into the perceptions of their mutual friends and acquaintances, tarnishing Jake's reputation. The emotional toll of watching this unfold was immense, as Jake felt powerless against the tide of misinformation that was spreading like wildfire. Amidst the chaos, supportive messages from a few loyal friends provided a glimmer of hope. They reached out, expressing their disbelief at Allison's portrayal and reaffirming their trust in Jake. However, this support was overshadowed by an unexpected backlash from others who had chosen to believe Allison's narrative. The feeling of betrayal deepened as Jake realized that some friendships were fragile, easily swayed by social media drama. The situation escalated further when an email from Gemma, a colleague, landed in their inbox. Gemma informed Jake of workplace rumors that had begun to circulate, fueled by Allison's posts. The thought of being judged and misunderstood in a professional setting added another layer of anxiety to an already tumultuous time. Jake felt trapped in a web of lies, struggling to defend their character while grappling with the emotional fallout of a relationship that had once brought them joy. Jake's journey took a pivotal turn when Juliana, a mutual friend, cautiously warned them about Jay's connections and Allison's troubling history. Juliana's words lingered in the air, hinting at a pattern of manipulative behavior that Jake had been blind to during their relationship. Intrigued and unsettled, Jake began to dig deeper into Allison's past, uncovering a series of previous relationships marked by similar patterns of deceit and emotional manipulation. Each revelation felt like a piece of a puzzle falling into place, illuminating the red flags they had overlooked in their own experience. As Jake sifted through social media posts and conversations with friends, it became clear that Allison had a reputation for playing the victim while deftly shifting blame onto others. This realization was both shocking and validating, as it explained the emotional turmoil Jake had endured. The more they learned, the more they understood that Allison's charm often masked a darker side, one that thrived on control and manipulation. Amidst this research, a significant message arrived from Mrs. J, an older family friend who had always been a source of wisdom. In her email, she expressed concern for Jake's well-being and shared insights about the importance of recognizing toxic relationships. Her words resonated deeply, reinforcing Jake's resolve to break free from the cycle of betrayal and manipulation. This newfound understanding of Allison's past not only empowered Jake, but also solidified their decision to reclaim their life and move forward with clarity and strength. The pivotal coffee meeting with Mrs. J marked a turning point in Jake's journey toward reclaiming their life. Mrs. J, a seasoned professional with years of experience in navigating complex interpersonal dynamics, had always been a guiding figure in Jake's life. Her motivations for helping stemmed from a genuine concern for Jake's well-being, coupled with a desire to see justice served against those who manipulate and deceive. Over steaming cups of coffee, Mrs. J's calm demeanor provided a sense of reassurance, allowing Jake to open up about their struggles. As the conversation unfolded, Mrs. J revealed the evidence she had meticulously gathered against Allison and Jay. She had spoken to several colleagues and friends who had witnessed the toxic dynamics at play, compiling testimonies that painted a clear picture of Allison's manipulative behavior and Jay's complicity. The weight of this evidence was staggering, and Jake felt a surge of empowerment as they realized they were not alone in their fight for the truth. Together, they devised a plan for public exposure at the upcoming company party, a strategic move that would bring the hidden truths to light. Mrs. J suggested that Jake confront Allison and Jay in front of their peers, using the gathered evidence to dismantle the false narratives that had been spun. This bold approach not only aimed to reclaim Jake's reputation, but also served as a warning to others about the dangers of manipulation. With a renewed sense of purpose, Jake felt ready to face the challenges ahead, determined to take back control of their story. The annual company party buzzed with excitement as Jake arrived, heart pounding with a mix of anticipation and anxiety. The venue was adorned with twinkling lights, and laughter echoed through the air. But the atmosphere shifted when Allison and Jay caught sight of Jake. Their expressions morphed from surprise to unease, a clear indication that the tension of the past weeks had not gone unnoticed. Jake felt a surge of confidence, knowing that tonight would be the turning point in their story. As the evening progressed, Gemma stepped forward, her presence a beacon of support. She had gathered the evidence Mrs. J had compiled, ready to present it to their colleagues. With a steady voice, Gemma laid out the facts, detailing Allison's manipulative behavior and Jay's involvement. The room fell silent, the weight of the revelations hanging heavily in the air. Jake watched as disbelief washed over the faces of their friends, many of whom had been swayed by Allison's earlier narrative. The fallout was immediate and dramatic. Allison's composure shattered, leading to a public meltdown that left everyone stunned. Her frantic attempts to defend herself only further exposed her manipulative tactics, and the reactions from their friends varied from shock to disappointment. Some rallied around Jake, offering words of support, while others struggled to reconcile the person they thought they knew with the truth now unfolding before them. In that moment, Jake felt a mix of vindication and sorrow, realizing that the path to healing would be long but necessary. The night marked not just a confrontation, but a profound shift in their life as they began to reclaim their narrative amidst the chaos. In the aftermath of the company party, the fallout from the revelations about Allison and Jay was swift and severe. Both individuals faced immense pressure from their colleagues and superiors, leading to their abrupt resignations from their positions. The once prominent duo, who had thrived on manipulation and deceit, found themselves ostracized and without a professional foothold. Jake felt a mix of satisfaction and relief, knowing that their courage to confront the truth had sparked significant change. As the dust settled, the legal repercussions began to unfold. Civil lawsuits were filed against both Allison and Jay, stemming from their pattern of misconduct that had now come to light. The evidence presented by Jake and Gemma revealed a troubling history of manipulation, harassment, and betrayal that extended beyond personal relationships into the workplace. This pattern of behavior not only damaged Jake, but also affected numerous colleagues who had been caught in the crossfire of their deceit. The company was forced to take action, implementing stricter policies to prevent such misconduct in the future. Amidst this turmoil, Mark, a former colleague who had distanced himself from the drama, returned to the scene. His reappearance brought a sense of stability and support, as he had always been a voice of reason. Mark offered to help Jake navigate the legal complexities and provided a shoulder to lean on during this tumultuous time. His involvement added a layer of reassurance, reminding Jake that they were not alone in this fight for justice. Together, they began to strategize on how to move forward, focusing on healing and rebuilding their lives after the chaos that had ensued. In the wake of her resignation, Allison became increasingly desperate to regain control over the narrative that had spiraled out of her grasp. She launched a series of attempts to manipulate the situation, posting carefully crafted messages on social media that painted her as the victim of a conspiracy rather than acknowledging her own wrongdoing. Her desperate pleas for sympathy and understanding fell flat, as many of her friends began to see through her facade. The reactions from those who once supported her shifted dramatically. Whispers of betrayal and disappointment circulated, leading to a significant fallout within her social circle. Friends who had initially rallied around her began to distance themselves, realizing that the truth was far more complex than Allison had portrayed. The tension culminated in a final confrontation between Jake and Allison, a moment charged with unresolved emotions and lingering hurt. Meeting in a neutral space, the atmosphere was thick with unspoken words. Jake, fueled by a newfound sense of empowerment, confronted Allison about her manipulative tactics and the pain she had caused. Allison, cornered and defensive, attempted to deflect blame, but Jake stood firm, refusing to allow her to rewrite the narrative any longer. This confrontation was not just about settling scores, it was a cathartic release of pent-up emotions, a chance for Jake to reclaim their voice and assert their truth. As the exchange unfolded, it became clear that Allison's attempts to regain control had only solidified her isolation, leaving her to face the consequences of her actions alone. The encounter marked a definitive end to their tumultuous chapter, allowing Jake to finally close the door on the past and embrace a future free from manipulation and deceit. As Jake reflects on their tumultuous journey, several key takeaways emerge that resonate deeply. One of the most significant lessons learned is the importance of recognizing toxic relationships early on. The experience with Allison served as a stark reminder that manipulation and deceit can often masquerade as love and friendship, leading to profound emotional turmoil. Understanding the signs of toxicity is crucial for safeguarding one's mental and emotional well-being. This journey also encourages viewers to reflect on their own experiences and choices. Each of us has faced moments where we must evaluate the people in our lives and the impact they have on our happiness. By taking the time to assess our relationships, we can make informed decisions that prioritize our well-being and foster healthier connections. Jake's story is a testament to resilience and the power of reclaiming one's narrative. It serves as a reminder that it's never too late to break free from the chains of manipulation and seek a brighter future. If you found value in this journey and the lessons shared, we invite you to subscribe to the channel for more content that explores personal growth and empowerment. Don't forget to like and share this video with others who may benefit from these insights. Together, we can create a community that uplifts and supports one another in recognizing our worth and embracing healthier relationships. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and we look forward to sharing more stories of resilience and hope with you.